Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Screen Scene Guru, and tonight I will be coming at you with some Raw WWE coverage. This is a double feature for all of the sporting events I have caught up on. I've recently watched the Clash in Paris, which was a phenomenal match. They stayed in Paris to film this week's Monday Night Raw. I believe it was September the 3rd. Awesome coverage from Paris, which was really cool. A lot of visual stunts and drones used, which was awesome, showing the modern tech age. But going into some of the results we've got WWE official page, complete Clash in Paris 2025 results. Starting off, we've got Roman Reigns defeated Big Bronson Reed, which was awesome news to hear about. We've been harassed by the tribal thief who stole his shoes over multiple matches this summer. Roman Reigns took on the tribal thief, defeated him in Clash in Paris. Going on WWE Universe, stranded, Reigns is going to continue to face the Auszilla, promoting the powerhouse to unload his opponent, mock the crowd while doing it. So yeah, we get to see a bit of their match. It was very interesting that, this was a straight up match between Big Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns, and just to see who was the better all. Roman Reigns ended up superior, so that was really cool. WWE Tag Team Champions Wyatt Six defeated the Street Profits. So that was one of the kind of lesser matches that they covered in Paris. But also we got to see the Women's International Champion, Becky Lynch, the man, take on Nikki Bella at Clash in Paris. They had hyped this up a couple weeks ago prior to them going to Clash. A lot of people were speculating what would happen, given that Becky Lynch just had to get out of a former match during SmackDown, where she was in Dublin and in her hometown, and she was going up against Nia Jax and her were going up against Jade Cargill and another fighter, and of course they weren't going to win, and a lot of people wondered what she would do. She ended up running from that match, so she didn't get defeated. She kept her title. And then, of course, Nikki Bella, unfortunately, she's been making a comeback this year, but she hasn't won too many matches. And then, of course, we got the big anticipated match. This was Rusev and Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. I really hoped that, Sheamus would carry this one home for all of us, but we saw Rusev got the upper hand with his brutality. So that was very fascinating to hear. What did you guys think of the match in Clash in Paris? Did you guys watch it on Peacock, or did you stream it on YouTube? It was one of the most streamed sports coverage events of the year, which is really cool that Raw has been right up there with the highest viewed network since pairing with Netflix. So that's really awesome. Then, of course, one of the best fights of the year, probably. John Cena went up against Logan Paul. And of course, even though Cena is retiring, he's on his way out the door. A lot of people speculated with him turning heel and then all of a sudden turning good again. Is it for the views for Peacemaker Season 2? Is he trying to get the audience to like him again? And a lot of people are saying yes. But a lot of people are also saying this was a fantastic match. He even stole some of AJ Styles' moves, which is really interesting to see. He's a true wrestler, true in all the ways of wrestling. But yeah, really awesome to see John Cena competes for the last time in Europe and faces off against Logan Paul. They mentioned, you can watch it on Peacock. John Cena's last match in Europe was memorable. One of the 17 defeated Logan Paul back and forth championship. Going back, Cena managed to catch the Maverick off guard and hit him with a thunderous AA, but Paul kicked out last second. So yeah, we heard a lot of moves were used on Logan Paul because he has been training this year and he's been getting pretty good at wrestling as well. Not like some of these amateur wrestlers that are younger. He's been watching videos and choreography, different things, which take pros a long time to learn. So that's very fascinating that he had to pull out all the stops to take down Logan Paul. And then the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins defeated CM Punk, LA Knight, and my boy Jey Uso, which I was really shocked by that happened. What did you guys think of the fight? Because I really thought if they weren't fighting amongst each other, there was a clear move that they could have gotten Seth Rollins out of the ring onto a table. But of course, my boy Jey Uso decided to kick out LA Knight. And that might have cost them the match. But yeah, what did you guys think? And of course, there was a sneak move, if you guys watched the fight, where a mystery opponent came into the ring, masked. We thought it might have been a new El Grande Americana showing up, but no, it was the man, Becky Lynch, saving her husband from losing the match to CM Punk, which was really shocking. But I'm sure we're going to hear more about that, in this next up and coming week's Raw, which I'm really looking forward to. I will cover real quick WWE Raw September. Was it the 8th? Let's see. Yep, I think so. September the 8th. Which seems like it was just now. Hold on. Okay, I found the Raw that recently was covered this Monday. It was September the 1st, not September the 8th. That's this upcoming Raw. But let's go into Raw coverage for Monday the 1st. We got Jimmy Uso rescues Jey Uso from a Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker beatdown. So really interesting stuff there. Because I did not finish the episode. I got about halfway through, and I still have the last 20 minutes to watch on the episode, so I did not see the final match, but I watched most of it. But here's the coverage right here, guys. So it's September 1st. Main event, Jey Uso and LA Knight accepted a tag team challenge from the Visions, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, which was going to be a real good match, even though they were both wrecked from Clash in Paris. Clearly bandaged up. We got to see the Kabuki Warriors defeated Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez from the Judgment Day. So that was very interesting to see. The Judgment Day has been on a winning streak here as of late, but now the Kabuki Warriors are putting them in their place. So what do you guys think about that? Pretty cool stuff, I think, because they are traveling with Aiko Sky. She, of course, has been set. It's official. Adam Pearce has set up a match at the next, I believe, WrestlePalooza for Stephanie Valkyr, the Chilean princess, to go up against Aiko Sky for the Women's International Championship. So really exciting news there, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on all this stuff. Finn Balor defeated Dragon Lee after Dragon Lee defeated him last week. So very interesting stuff there. Penta and the War Raiders defeated the New Days and Grayson Waller, of course. But very interesting combination of the New Days, Grayson Waller, which no one really predicted them teaming up. They have. In the mourning process, they've joined on a third member. And of course, Penta and the War Raiders. What's not to love? I think both those teams are really fascinating. So that's cool. So going on, we got to see Dirty Dominic Mysterio defeated AJ Styles for the international title match, which was, man, I don't believe I saw that match, but I was rooting for AJ Styles. I know the whole crowd and audience in Paris was shouting for him, so that's really disappointing that he didn't make it. But of course, there's always another chance. He's still, of course, going to be gunning for that title, of course. But going on, we got to see, oh yes, this was the part I missed. The juicy deets, the spill the tequila. Okay. Becky Lynch delivered multiple slaps to CM Punk. And Punk informed Lynch Seth Rollins will regret cashing in on him. And the man will regret putting her hands on him. So very fascinating stuff. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed defeated Jey Uso and LA Knight. They just left bodies in the ring. Bodies. So that was very fascinating. That all went down. So let me see real quick if I can pull up one more before I tune out for tonight. WrestleMania. Or I believe it's not WrestleMania. I believe it's SmackDown that was on Friday. SmackDown. Okay. Let's see. When was their last? September 5th. So it was just a couple days ago. And going into this coverage, guys, this is breaking news. So going on here, we've got September the 5th coverage of SmackDown, which is typically on Fridays. So yeah, AJ Lee makes her shocking return to WWE after 10 years of retirement. So this is really interesting. I believe she's the significant other to CM Punk. So now we've got couples fighting, Seth Rollins and his Becky Lynch, and now we've got AJ Lee and CM Punk possibly dueling it up. This is on the USA Network. So going on, let's see. Sami Zayn challenged John Cena to an open challenge, which was very interesting for him to do, given that he just won his United States Championship belt from Solo Sikoa last week, which was really cool. I'm glad that he won. But fascinating that, the United States champion Sami Zayn versus John Cena ended in a no contest due to Brock Lesnar. So, of course, they brought back another classic wrestler from back in the day to take out both of them. So, technically, no one lost. So, that was very interesting. But, hunk of a man. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Then we've got Aleister Black defeated Damian Priest, which that's very interesting because Damian Priest is a monster of a man too. I saw him on, I believe, the first Raw of the year. He took out Finn Balor pretty bad, and then they moved him over to SmackDown. I didn't really watch after that, but interesting. We got Women's United States Champion Gaultia defeated Machen, so that was very interesting. And then, of course, AJ Lee returned to aid CM Punk fight against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. So that's really blowing up right now. Back August 29th, real quick, I want to cover last week's SmackDown because I didn't have time to cover it. Going into Sami Zayn dethrones Solo Sikoa and becomes the new United States champion, a Canadian as the United States champion, which I like that. I think that's fun. I've been watching him fight all year round, and I like that he's finally won a match against Solo Sikoa too, who he was part of the bloodline but then broke off, and he gained a bit of weight, has bodyguards protecting him like some of these fighters do. Interesting stuff here. August 29th, of course, this was Logan Paul and CM Punk, or not CM Punk, Logan Paul and John Cena going at it before Clash in Paris. So there was words to be discussed about certain people being a parasite to the industry, typically with their brand advertising. Alexa Bliss defeated Krillisa Green, so that was interesting. In the women's matchup, in Machin defeated Katya James, so a lot of interesting fights there. Randy Orton almost punted Drew McIntyre. I like both of those guys, so that's very interesting. And then the Streets Profits defeated Kalamato Hayes and the Myths, which I'm pretty sure that was a pretty good fight too. And then Sami Zayn defeated Solo Sikoa to win the United States Championship, which was awesome to see. Of course, Jey Uso, or I mean, it might have been Jimmy or Jay. One of the Usos was there to congratulate him. I believe a lot of people didn't think he would win that match, and he did. So that was really cool to see. But what do you guys think of all of these matches that just happened? Are you guys watching the current fights that are happening? Let me know down in the comments below. You guys can support my channel by leaving a thumbs up or by commenting what your thoughts are. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads at SceneScreenGuru for future news coverage and all sports things and entertainment-wise, movies and television coming out. But till next time, guys, that'll do it for me. Ciao, ciao, and have a good one. Alrighty.